Welcome back to Trading Wars. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be doing the day trading recap for FUBO, talking about how I got involved, the setups, the plays that you could have made. So if you're ready, let's step into the war zone. Okay, so the first thing, guys, is I look for stocks that show up on my scanner in my inside bar scanner. So I'm going to show you guys how that looks so you can follow along. But basically what I do is I scan the market every single night and I look for stocks that go into my inside bar scanner because I'm looking for stocks that have the potential the next day to really break out and to have big movers, right? So let's go back to my list from last night. So I post the inside bar watch list every night. So here was the watch list and FUBO was there. And what I do is I look at the open to see which stocks have momentum, which have good volume, which ones are likely to make a move. So FUBO was one that I called out right in the morning because I saw that it was up 5% in the pre-market. And what I did here was there's two ways that you could have gotten in FUBO today. Both were very good. But what I like doing, as many of you know, is I like getting involved with the Fibonacci. So what I did was I took the Fibonacci from the previous day's close area. So I like to use the high of the closing bar, and I just brought it up to the top of the range right here. So this is the previous day's high. And what I did from there was basically I was looking to get long right on this 50% zone because that is an area that I back tested to be on gap ups. About halfway through the gap up is an area to bounce. Sometimes it's a 618, sometimes it's a little bit lower, but the 50 is a good area. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking near to 50 and I'm still working on where the stop loss needs to be because I'm going through an extensive back testing on this. So guys, if you want a copy of the work that I'm going to put together on how to use the inside bar scanner combined with how to day trade it the next day, please drop a like and comment below and let me know. All right. But basically what I'm doing right now is I'm going long a little bit above the 50. So I never put it on the 50. I'm putting it basically close to the halfway point and a little bit lower than that. And there's two options right now where I'm putting my stop. If I'm very aggressive, I'm going to go below the 618. And if I'm more conservative, 786. And then the last one, which I don't use too often, is putting it below the closing bar. So there's three different possibilities how to do it. I'm still figuring out which one's working the best. And that's why I'm doing a back test and figuring out what's the ideal situation before I get the content to you guys. But basically, I'm going below 786 right now. And basically with this setup here, got filled right away. So right off of the open, we opened right here, boom, drop, hit the 50, stop loss is there. And then from there, what I'm doing is I'm looking to the extensions above here to use as my targets. Okay. And then as I scale out here, so I'm not going to talk about that because it depends on your plan. If you want to swing this, you can definitely do that. If you want to scale out some at 2 or 3 and then leave some on, that's totally up to you. It's a personal preference thing. But for me, when I get to 2 to 3 times my risk on the trade, I want to take off at least something. Okay. And then the next setup. So this one is if you miss that initial gap fill, then what you want to do is you want to wait for about the first 40 minutes to 1 hour. Then you want to draw the Fibonacci leg for the first impulsive leg. So in an ideal situation, we gap up, we break through the previous day's high, we push up, and then we come back to retest the previous day's high. And the way we can get involved here, guys, is using the Fibonacci's. So the complete rules on how I get involved with the 618 is in my book. And, I've sold over 91 copies of that book by now. And it's 75 bucks, guys, and people have been making thousands of dollars on it, right? And you guys see that post on Twitter. So I'm not going to talk about the rules there because I got to protect the people that bought the book. But anyways, let's just say you went for a candlestick here. There's a nice, beautiful hammer right here on the 618. You just take your entry above the high, stop below the low, and that's an easy winner into the close, and it's still going in the last 9 minutes here.